Okay, I've hit the start button. We're a little late today for, well, I mean,
Technical.
you want to be fair, but I don't want to sugarcoat it. This one's Jesse's fault. Completely and totally 100% on her. It's really disappointing.
Right?
Yeah, I just, honestly, I don't know what to say about you and your performance. It's severely lacking. Everybody notices it.
Mm-hmm.
Many people comment on it, and those who don't are being polite. So.
That is exactly how it goes.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
I'm still getting YouTube pulled up because it's my fault.
Episode is. This is good. But we're episode number 311.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Gotta mute that.
Did somebody whose performance review is about to come up forget to mute her laptop?
Hey, it's muted now. We're good. And I almost have the polls done. What do you say?
I said Idv, which is Noel's hello.
Ooh.
What language is that from, by the way? Is it Noel or Noel? Or is it Null? Null Strini.
It's 2 syllables.
In German? Auf Deutsch?
I'm saying Noel is 2 syllables in our user because we've had this conversation before.
Who we? Was it me?
Well, you were here.
I was.
And hello, anime fan, and Jake, Timo, Minnie, Tim, Jonathan. We got a good crowd already.
I'm afflicted.
Yes, it is Minnie. Yes. Also, my laptop is down to my side, so I just keep looking down. I promise I'm looking at something useful.
All right.
As I'm looking down. But I have a nice little table here.
Really?
Oh, it means joy and a greeting. That makes me so happy. And how do we say that? Id.
I would assume, but my goodness, I didn't know that. Well, no, I take that back. I guess Hungarian is like Turkish, right? Hungarian is CVCC, max syllable. So would work, wouldn't it? Wow.
That is super cool. That makes me very joyful, in fact.
What is my favorite Southern African language? I mean, the only one I've really studied is Xhosa. And so I guess that would have to be it by default. I have not studied Zulu. I haven't studied any of the other languages of that area. There's a Creole that I'm interested in down there in South Africa called Fanagalo, which has as lexical sources English, Afrikaans, and Zulu. I once asked Trevor Noah about it. But
name drop.
But it's true. Like that was like the one thing I was excited about meeting him. And so I wanted to see what he knew about Fanagalo. But you know, often people from the area will have a kind of a dismissive attitude of languages that are either creoles or pidgins. They're like, oh, it's just something that like people use. You know, it's just yeah. So it's
exactly, Jonathan. Wow. Once asked Trevor Noah. No big deal.
But like, I was on the Daily Show and
that had to have been at least 3 years ago now because it was pre-pandemic. So
it was 2016.
Oh my gosh, it was 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow. In Ragdoll, Trevor Noah is a host of the Daily Show. What channel does that air on?
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central.
I have an idea.
What, are we out of frame?
I think. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see when it...
I still feel like I'm very bright over here. As the best thing to do in a live stream is to quietly stare.
That like barely did anything.
As you move your camera.
I like barely did anything, you know what I mean?
Oh, hey, Logan. Kobe. You often forget you're a minor celebrity.
Yeah, I'm like E-list, and I am knocking on the roof of D-list.
Ooh. Woo! Moving up in the world.
Yeah.
I think I made the Y list because somebody knew me in Illinois who I don't know, but one of my past students met. It was this whole thing. And anyway, they were very excited to know that she knew me. And I was like, someone knows my name.
That's right. And yeah, I would have, I would have been even, getting up there at that D list because I was going to be on a game show on the Disney Channel. But like they asked me all these questions and it was going really great. And then the last one was like, oh, and we just need to make sure you don't work for Disney or any of Disney's subsidiaries, do you? And I said, well, I work on a Freeform show, and Freeform is owned by Disney. And they're like, oh.
Goodbye.
And that was it. So it was because I worked on Motherland Fort Salem.
Mm-hmm. It's a good show.
With you.
Yes, I did it. I'm keeping you off the D list. I'm holding you down.
Yeah.
Yes, could have just gone to Cheers if you wanted your name known.
Oh.
Excellent reference, Miles. Okay, yeah, and he was also on Face Off, that's correct. He was also on, what was that other one called?
To Tell the Truth.
To Tell the Truth, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I like that episode. Okay, so we have a poll to get to, and I don't know if you want to scroll down to where we were, which was all the purple on pages 15 and 16. The patrons had to vote on had way more like information in it, but this is where we were.
Yeah, we figured it out, like exactly what it was supposed to be, and broke it down to 2 choices. So,
just a second. Okay.
Oh, I see. It should be here because this is the middle. So, it should be right there.
Oh, you're still playing with the camera, except now you've. Okay. It'd be really funny if I'm totally off screen now.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Okay, but we do have a poll.
Yeah.
And we had 2 options.
Back here. Let me do this for you. See? Look at that. See? Now we can both look at the chat.
And did you still call them? Oh no, you actually called them syntactic case assignment and semantic case assignment.
I did that for you. I did that for your benefit.
Instead of lockstep and free love?
Yeah.
Okay. So those were the options. We had an obvious winner.
Yeah.
Like to the tune of like 34-7.
Didn't even have to call it.
And so it was the option 2, the semantic case assignment.
Free love.
So free love rules the day.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that. So I guess we're ready to think.
Yeah. And I guess I can go over a little bit.
You're not any more in frame than you were.
What? Oh no, I'm good. But I'm trying to read up on everything.
That's a really small screen. I don't know how you read that chat that way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep looking down to the side as if I'm not really paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah. Hey, I'm also a published lyricist. Yeah. Okay, but what is the thing I need to say? It's okay. So, it was, I think, a little clearer on the post I made than what was here. I kind of want to pull it up, so I'm gonna black out the screen for a moment. Let's see. In the meantime.
Oh, it's fun that I'm not actually blacked out now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here.
Yeah, you're there. Sorry, because
That's exciting.
we're not logged into Patreon. There we go.
I was logged in, I would like to say.
Oh, two-step verification.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to...
Well, just tell me when it shows up. Did it show up?
But it says you have to open the Gmail app.
Oh, man. Really? I'm going to have to... Okay. All right.
Okay.
Open...
So as we're waiting...
Open the Gmail app.
Kobe. Kobe says, Jesse, that's all good. We're not really paying attention to him either. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, Davide. That's a really big question because it depends on how the stress is shifting. Assuming it's a predictable stress shift, usually you indicate stress in the phonological rules as like an accent over the vowel being stressed. And so it really depends. I think we had one in Ingala, didn't we? Didn't we have a stress shift rule?
I think so. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I'm bringing everybody back. Yes.
I totally didn't even catch this. Minnie, thank you for bringing this to my attention because in my head, Applesauce Project has been Cupcake Parade the entire time, but now is officially the Cupcake Parade.
Oh yeah, no, that's
that's a cupcake.
Yeah, it's a rainbow cupcake, a rainbow.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so now that the Cupcake Parade is called the Cupcake Parade, I mean, we have to refer to it as Applesauce Project, right?
Well, and that's what Magpie just said. It's spelled Cupcake Parade, but it's pronounced Applesauce Project, I assume. Yeah, 311. They're still around,
that
right?
was my joke earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, that wasn't the right key. It should be a little up. Rainstorm, take me away from the norm. I'll tell you something.
Rainbow icons are the best.
Phenomenon. Okay. They are. I told you that I saw 311 at Street Scene in San Diego in 2005.
Yes.
But it wasn't mine. They were just there.
I love how random this is. So.
This is why I pulled this up. So. What?
This is amazing.
So
like the first time I saw this, I literally laughed because I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's so much typing here."
I know, but like you had to do it, right? I had to show them like what they were actually voting on.
Yes.
So basically, option 2, the semantic case assignment, it has everything the syntactic case assignment does, but the bold ones are new. And so basically what it was saying, it was like we can go syntactic and it will just be the plain type. But if you wanted to do semantic, we could get these extra bold ones. It's not everything, and that becomes obvious when you look at this one, I think it is. But it does give you some stuff. So for example, with intransitives, right, with unergative verbs only, you have the mouse sleeps. Uh-oh. Wow! That should have been jumps. Whoops. The whole time.
Someone was sleeping.
The poll is invalid. The poll is invalid. Okay. Oh, but which can jump? Anyway. Okay, so pretend that the highlighted word says jumps. All right, so the mouse jumps, that's what you expect. You expect mice to jump. The book jumps, that's unexpected, so it gets marked. And then the mouse jumps, marked would mean the mouse jumps, and this is surprising, you should pay attention to this. However, you don't have the fourth option, which is the unmarked book jumps. We're not having that mean anything. So basically, when a noun is unmarked, it may be marked to indicate surprise. That's all the second one does. And I think that's an easy way to think about it and an easy way as we're building sentences to be concerned about it. If it's supposed to be marked, it's always marked and that's it. But if it's unmarked, we can mark it additionally to indicate surprise that it is fulfilling that type of function in this sentence.
And that made it a little bit easier because originally we had been saying like you could unmark/mark everything, and that was making it just absolutely insane to think through all the options.
Yeah. So this made it easier, and I think that the patrons dug it, and so that's what we're doing.
And Miles, you're absolutely right that the surprise marking is going to be a lot less frequent than the typical marking. Otherwise, it would kind of lose the surprise factor if we overused it.
Oh, Biblaridian is here, but he shouldn't be.
Oh, that's sometimes the best thing.
Make sure I understood that correctly. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so we need to know what we are taking Biblaridian away from. I assume it's like a meeting at like the UN or something.
Something very big.
Yeah,
very
something enormous. But if you need other things to do, there is more laundry to do here. So if you want to come and do that laundry.
Also some boxes to unpack and assemble.
Yeah, the couch is here. It's just not put together. It's in 2 boxes. But the couch is here, and it will be there, and it's going to look so good when it's ready. We also need to buy fabric softener.
Yes. Neither here nor there.
No, but I mean, we've been to like several stores where fabric softener is.
Adding it to the target list.
All right, then.
We're good.
All right, cool. It's not me that wants it. She's the one that I've never used fabric softener in my life. I don't understand its purpose, but
to soften your fabric.
I don't get it. Okay, so
oh, thank you, Cupcake Parade. Cupcake Parade says, I'll be right there to do laundry. I just need your address and respective social security numbers. That is great.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good. There are wolves.
So listen, there was this wolf sanctuary. All I wanted to do was go to the wolf sanctuary to pet the wolves. You wouldn't let me go to the wolf sanctuary to pet the wolves.
Listen, for all the people... Well, I guess it was really David and Jessica over their target list. Yes, please have that as our annotation here. For the patrons, we posted updates on our 3-day road trip across the country. And before we actually started said road trip, we had to get the U-Haul from St. Louis to where I packed up all my things. And in between that, there was a wolf sanctuary, and I had a time limit. I had a class to teach. We had to get back so we could pack before the class, and someone wanted to stop and visit a wolf sanctuary.
I bet it would have been
in all the
reasonably
zero
priced.
amount of time.
And I bet the money spent would have gone to the wolves.
We can always go back. It's near St. Louis. We can go back. Okay, so we are ready to talk more grammar.
I know a friend who's been to the West Yellowstone Bear and Wolf Sanctuary. Blaine's been there.
Oh, nice. And no, Logan, it was not.
It wasn't that one.
It's actually a much smaller wolf sanctuary, and it is in Missouri.
And they're probably, Missouri wolves, so I'm assuming just larger dogs.
That's what wolves are.
Come on out, old Zeke. Well, Zeke's a little tired right now.
Listen, we survived a road trip. We may not survive a live stream. So what are we looking at? Are we ready to write up stuff?
I wanted to put a note in there about what we just decided in the poll so that we don't forget it, even though we're still coming up with cases. Because that was the last poll, coming up with cases.
And Jake, that is exactly what he means. Dogs are smaller wolves. And yeah, Logan, I don't think any wolf sanctuary lets you actually pet the wolves. I believe that was David's misunderstanding based on how a wolf sanctuary works.
Nah, you get to pet the wolves.
But
of course you get to pet the wolves. Why would they have it?
Oh my gosh. Jonathan says when we make dogling, we have to make wolfling as its proto-language. And then Tungi was like, proto-dogs. Yes. Love it too.
Oh, I just got sad. Imagining a pig petting farm, and it's called Proto Dogs, in that they're proto hot dogs.
Wow, that took a journey.
I'm
So
sorry.
noun functions.
Okay. So LangTime has. This is.
Ooh, Logan says that at the West Yellowstone one, you can get within half an inch of the wolves through the plexiglass. That's amazing. Proto hot dogs. Yeah, don't encourage. Don't encourage.
Cats would be smaller lions. There's a line of cat treat called Little Lion. It's very cute.
Freddie, if you think of what that was, please let me know. It was an adopt a wolf thing, and you were allowed to touch the wolf. Because I mean, gotta get you a birthday gift at some point. So I need Freddie to tell me how to let you touch a wolf. And then the very next episode, it will be why David only has one hand.
But we'll get a picture with him. I'll put a little bow around his neck. I love it.
Gotcha, Dave.
We'll call him Wolfsy.
It's a very inspired name.
Wolfsy the Super Wolf. Okay.
We have some cases.
Yeah, 6 cases. Their names and functions are listed below. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Let's see.
Logan has a new second bunny. And Noel, yeah, the buffalo sanctuary would probably be very similar. It's just that wolf sanctuaries, you usually don't get to touch the wolves. But really, it's about rehabilitating. Usually, it's a rehabilitation program. Like there's a bird sanctuary near St. Louis as well, and they rescue injured birds and rehabilitate them to release them back into the wild. And that's what a lot of wolf sanctuaries do as well.
Well,
add to the target list one hand. It's a good one, Minnie. Tanguy makes a good point. If David got bitten by a wolf, he'd become a proto-werewolf. Yes.
I'm really good with animals, though. Like, the wolf would want to be my friend.
There's a bunny pandemic going on parallel with our human one. Because Logan's talking about his second bunny he just got.
Well, that's really disappointing.
Oh, Ragdoll. Isn't it, speaking of disappointing that they ended Defiance?
Yeah.
I mean, should have kept going. Okay, sorry, you're typing.
Okay.
Natural. It has no case marking.
It also has no. I'm sorry, you're right. The natural case has no exponents.
Out of all words, you chose exponents was your word. Wow.
That's the word for it.
Okay.
And it's short for, I guess, phonological reification. I mean, that's what exponents is, right?
I love that in your definition you chose phonological reification. It's good. It's good. We have very different uses of words. There we go. And it really isn't no meat. It's not the meat that's lacking. So like it's the bread.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like
actually.
an open-faced sandwich.
This reminded me though of my Big Fat Greek wedding. So
With the vegetarian.
Yes, but I have to show you. So I got Jessie these glasses to put on her laptop case. And to me, it feels like, when the dude's parents come and they bring a bundt cake and the family doesn't know what to do with it. And so then eventually they just put a plant in the middle of it. So like I gave her these glasses, like, oh, those are nice, and then put them in the corner. You're supposed to put them on the apple, so it looks like the apple's wearing glasses.
But here's the thing, like I was very concerned that I would misalign it, and then it wouldn't look right, and then you can't take it off and redo it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I really like the glasses, and they just represent me, faceless. It's fun. And so I put it in the corner. But I was really, really worried that the apple would not actually be wearing the glasses properly, and then it would be stuck, and I would just have wasted a sticker.
You know, my glasses are misaligned.
Well, that's you. This is me. And you're right, Minnie. That really is most Jessie. And good job, David. Okay. So. Oh, yes, Miles. It really is the Observed Twin monologue. It really is a great movie.
Also, I also love that example, you know, where he talks about, you know, everything is a Greek origin.
Yes.
And then so he comes up with kimono, right? But the one before that, portokai, right? That also is not of Greek origin. It comes from the word Portugal, because sometimes whatever fruit that was referring to, I think it was oranges.
Sure. Yes. But I do want to back up a second, because for people who haven't seen it, you have no idea what David is talking about.
Go and watch it. It's better than this.
You type. But no, one of the running gags is that the father in the movie, the father of the Greek family, the patriarch, we should say, he believes, it's really smoggy out there, believes, hazy I mean.
No, it's just cloudy.
Looks like smoke. Anyway.
Our window needs washing. Sorry.
Believes that all words come from Greek at their base, and so like he makes arguments for how every single word you can give him is really a Greek word that went through other languages. And so I mean any word, and so like people try to throw him off and like, how is this a Greek word? And he will make his argument, and it's really funny. Mm-hmm. So that's what David was talking about.
Yes. Sorry, I just kind of assumed everybody would watch My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I mean, because it has the guy from Northern Exposure.
Yes, John Corbin.
Yeah.
Jonathan is making a good point. There are so many things going on in this episode, and we should really be focusing on this because I'd really like us to get some case markers so that my drawings can eventually have sentences.
Yes. Okay.
Well, no, we need the verbs so I can have actual sentences.
Is this what we wanted to do? This is a gigantic case marker. How did this work? Why is this?
If you scroll up.
Up?
There you go.
Oh, does this end in L? Like, does its protoform end in L?
I believe so, but I will double check that. No, it ends in an R, which becomes an L.
Got it. Okay, got it. The natural case most frequently occurs with a and marks the unnatural function of a noun. This means it will mark.
Minia says it is not surprising that we've gotten off track. This conversation doesn't need to be marked for surprise. And sorry, Jonathan, we are going to focus and move forward. We just had a bit of a hectic start.
Additionally, nouns which ordinarily take the natural case can take the unnatural case to indicate surprise at to indicate that it is surprising that that noun is fulfilling that function. So, for example, wow.
Oh, Jonathan. Jonathan says, I didn't say I minded my head was spinning. I love it.
So, for example, while a mouse sleeping is to be expected, meaning that said mouse will co-occur with the natural case. Should the speaker wish to express surprise at said mouse sleeping.
I am totally going to make my grammar students diagram this sentence. This is amazing. Keep going, keep going.
Said speaker can use the unnatural case with said mouse, thereby indicating that it is perhaps something of a shock that said mouse is in said state.
Can you say aforesaid mentioned mouse at some point? Oh. I think you fixed it though. Yeah, you did fix it. But yeah, the Cupcake Parade points out that snood should totally be an English word.
It's snood, but it's not going to. And incidentally, what snood means is that, all right, that would really be cute if that were the case, but it is not going to be the case. So it should means it really should, but it snood means like, all right, I'm patronizing you a little bit.
I like it.
All right.
And yeah, I believe Agohisa that he made it as long as possible on purpose. Although, Jonathan, you make a point. Could be.
The arbiter. The mouse who gets to decide what should and shouldn't be while acknowledging
And
what
Miles.
should and shouldn't be.
And Miles, aforesaid is another way of saying aforementioned or aforementioned. And so it's really just said, previously mentioned.
Speaking of stress, we have to bring this up. This was on the Discord. Somebody's relative evidently pronounced Wisconsin.
Oh my goodness, that's a cute pronunciation. I want to go to Wisconsin. And when I go to Wisconsin, I'm going to make sure that I visit Minnie. Because it's right there.
You know, I'm starting to adopt your frame of reference. I think that there must be a fire.
Yes, thank you. That is very smoky out there.
It's the light. It's the light that makes me think that. Hold on a sec.
I'm not used to these Southern California things.
It is wildfire season. Wildfire, Southern California. Let's see here. Oh. California wildfire smoke drifts into SoCal.
As the kids say, that slaps. Yes.
Let's see. And this is the OC register.
Oh, Jonathan was the one with the Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, yes, Minnie. It's not Minnie, it's Minnie.
Minnie.
Miniscut.
Are you sure that it... Miniskin?
Oh.
That's your new name, Minnie.
Now we're just advertising, evidently. All right, Little Caesars, you owe us big. All I was trying to find out was why it was smoky out my window. Darn it.
Ooh, she went to college in Medicine.
Oh, medicine. So she is a medicinal graduate.
I love it. Okay, so we can keep having fun with that. We got what Snood and Snootenby.
Got it. Just
what do we need?
Just
Yes, that is me.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So.
Okay, so I just wanted to get this note.
And we have it.
So how do we get stuck on this? I remember we needed to figure this out before we could move on to the other cases.
Yeah.
That needed to be done. Now it's done. So this takes care of nominative, accusative, and dative. And then the only leftover issue was this one, but I think we decided this essentially. Experience verbs. So we had option 1, experience verbs are all intransitive objects marked in some other case. Marked inanimate subject unmarked animate subject, unmarked object, marked object. No, actually, maybe we should open this up.
Because we have, right, so we haven't really decided what to do with experiencer. That's all this orange is marking, right, is
Yeah.
experiencer.
So like the mouse hears the, none of those things are things that ordinarily make noise. How
Wind.
about the bell?
Oh, the bell too.
The mouse hears the bell, the mouse hears the rabbit. And then this is really weird, but I guess the stick hears the bell, the stick hears the rabbit. So, I mean,
I would say the last two are not possible. I believe your term was ungrammaticious radishes.
it is. I mean, if you had to do it, essentially, it would be like a story, right, where you are specifically anthropomorphizing something.
In which case it's animate.
Yes.
And all the marking would be animate.
Yeah, so we're just going to say, okay, that is definitely.
And so what we're saying is this is otherwise not possible unless it's like a fairy tale or fantasy where the stick is like a walking stick.
Yes.
Oh my god, in case you don't know, that's like an insect. It's a walking stick.
Is there no radish? There's no radish? There's no radish?
Goodness.
Maybe. Hold on a sec, I have an idea. I think there is. They just call it something different. So this is a garlic. That is an onion. Potatoes, roasted sweet potato, croissant. I guess there is no radish. Even
But they do have the little sushi fish cake.
yes, I do.
Um,
Oh, a moon cake.
Exactly, Kobe. So it's like walking sticks that are living creatures they, I don't know if they're insects technically, but they look like sticks. They legit look like a stick, and then they just got these legs and they walk, and so they're called walking sticks. But that is separate from the stick you hold while you're walking. That is completely different. Oh, stick bug apparently is what other people.
Yeah, stick bug. I'm sorry. I thought you were saying initially. I thought you were saying like a walking stick.
No, the stick bug.
Yeah, I am only familiar with stick bug.
Okay, well I'm familiar with walking sticks.
It sounds like a bit like a description.
They're walking sticks.
Look at that! It's a walking stick.
You know what? You keep typing.
Walking stick bug, sure.
No, walking sticks. I wanted to make sure I got the right thing. The NWF calls them walking sticks. And that is the wildlife guy. The National Wildlife Federation calls them walking sticks.
Hold on. Or stick insects.
Nobody calls them a stick bug on this site.
Nobody ever calls them stick insects.
But I just want to say walking sticks. Thank you, Light Vampire. Yes, and I mean, Oklahoma and Missouri has many shared features of dialect anyway, but yeah, that's definitely...
We were just in Oklahoma City. Did everybody know that?
Our patrons should have. Didn't we post about it?
No, but... Yeah, but I guess we didn't say anything beforehand, did we?
We were in Oklahoma City. What? We drove through.
Phasmotoads! That is a Saturday morning cartoon right there. Ta-da! Phasmotoads!
What are we even talking about? Anyway.
Phasmotoads. I can see the icon.
Oh, in zoology. Yes, they are of the order Phasmida. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Bibluridian, but I do love the name.
I think this thing's gonna go to sleep. I have to redo it. Well, maybe.
Yeah, Minnie, I'm not sure. There may be a quiz. Be ready.
Okay, there we go. I think.
Wait, they can grow up to 25 centimeters?
That doesn't mean anything. It's just like a foot.
Around, because a little bit less than a foot, because 2.54 centimeters is an inch.
Yeah. Wow, really?
Yeah. It's
Look at
like
that.
10 inches.
Gosh darn valedictorians.
Okay,
Best,
here we go. We can keep talking now. The stick hears the bell is only possible if the stick is anthropomorphic.
Oklahoma.
What? What?
That's Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I do like that.
Yeah. All right. So let's just take a look at these objects then.
Yes.
Or actually the whole thing. So let's, this is just going to be an example. This doesn't have to be the one that we do.
All right, so what we're really looking at here is, because no matter what, the experiencer, the mouse, really should be unmarked, right? Because it's expected that they have sensory abilities.
Yeah, so we're good there.
And so then the question becomes, though, what we treat in English as the object, like the bell and the rabbit, how should they be treated in the mouse language? And so one option is something like the ablative.
Yeah, but really like this.
Said the way David says it.
This was just the first one I did. It could be a different type of preposition,
right?
And basically a case. It's going to end up being a case, right? But the point is that it would be a case. It wouldn't be one of the core cases, and furthermore, it would be optional. So there could be an intransitive version of this, and essentially what it would be, it'd be like either the mouse is hearing something or the mouse is capable of hearing. The mouse is currently experiencing sensation via sound. And in fact, we could go that route, by the way. Have experience. Actually, it might make sense to do it this way. This is the second way if we did experience. So in other words, it's like there is no verb that means hear. There's no verb that means see. There's a verb that means feel or experience or sense. And it would take some sort of an incorporated object. And so it's like an experience is via ear, an experience is via eye, something.
We had wasn't one of our cases the fancy word for like through?
No, the opposite of that. So the vialis is through.
That's the one I was
avertive
thinking of. Okay.
Is avoiding it.
Okay.
But we could have a vialis. Since we do have the avertive, it would make sense.
Okay. And then object incorporation would be like the incorporating ear or eye into the feel verb to make it clear whether they see the bell, hear the bell,
Yeah.
or whatnot.
And then you could leave it unspecified. Just say that they were
Okay.
experiencing.
Okay. I do like that, and that. Let's move this over for a second. Jonathan asked, when you say optional, do you mean truly optional, or would there be different meanings? And I think that was referring specifically to like whether you could say like the mouse experiences the bell or through the bell or whatever, and just leave it open to context, where it's like, oh, it's a bell, must be hearing. Or
That's
whether
true.
you like, you can be more specific, more explicit, but
Yeah.
like whether you could drop it.
I don't see why not. If it was obvious,
Kobe asks, can't that be done with have, like I have sight of something, etc.? Sure. And then, Jonathan likes this. Light Dampire points out that it could be something like the rabbit yells for help, the mouse hears, and like the it could be optional because it's.
I was just giving an
Potentially.
example of how it could be used without specification. And that's fine.
In Ragdoll, I do believe that the animals in this world, I don't know if you're talking about cats, but in this world, the LangTime world, I do believe the intention was that the animals would be wearing clothing in the game.
Yeah.
I don't often draw them in clothing, except for the mice. They're usually always fully clothed.
Yeah, they are. Why is that?
Because they look really cute. Little clothes are cute.
Okay.
I don't know. Rabbits, by the way, very hard to figure out how to draw pants on rabbits when their legs go like this and then their feet come out. So it's like hard to figure out how to draw clothes on rabbits with their shape. And I believe the possum was the same, but they wore a lot of cloaks when they were clothed. It was just a cloak because it's easier to just do that. I never said I was a good artist. I just said I like to draw. So like figuring out how to do clothing on certain animal shapes has been very difficult.
You did overalls on the rabbit, seemed fine to me.
Yes, but notice he was sitting in that one. I think I only did clothes on a few rabbits that were discernible clothes. Yeah, exactly. Mice are very polite. Ooh, rabbits should wear gowns. Okay, yeah, I'll try that. Okay. So, is this something we want to keep like coming up with other ideas, or say like these are our two major ideas, having some sort of ablative for the object, or some sort of generic experiencing verb that can or cannot be made more explicit with object incorporation, with potentially Viala's case?
No, I think that is what we should do. I like it.
Okay.
And should we still use the marking strategy? So if it's surprising that the mouse heard this, say they were at a great distance or something, we can use the unnatural case with it?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then. So then we don't need to change anything in the that we've already listed. We just kind of need to know that experiencer verbs work differently. Okay, so let's keep this right here. Let's go ahead and come up with a Viala's case. So which is going to take us back to how did we come up with cases?
I think most of them were verbs, and by most I mean all.
Dodge. What was this?
That's a wonderful, wonderful question. Let me go up above. Did we actually have a meaning assigned? See. Oh, to sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, all verbs.
All right. We can do this. Let's do Viala's.
My first thought was to cleave. Split in half.
Oh, I thought you meant to cleave, isn't it?
Oh god, I love. Oh, what are those called? Contronyms.
Contronyms.
Where in English the same word is essentially its own antonym, because you can cleave means to either split in half or to stick to something. Mm-hmm. But that was the first thing I thought of, or to part, like. Because I'm thinking of going through. Like I'm thinking of them walking through grass and the grass going as they walk through it.
I think we're thinking of two different instances of through.
Okay.
So in other words,
I'm thinking through direction.
This is more using. So it's like you get to LA via the 405 freeway. Mm-hmm. You could have gone another way, but you're going via the 405.
Right. So Jonathan Viala is, well, you can, through is the general definition, but not through, like by means of. That's a great way of saying it. Thank you, Miles.
Yeah, but that's why it's called the Viala's. It's because it just comes from via, and they just threw lists on the end there.
And hello, Raphael.
And everybody loves the movie Cats. You've seen the 2019 movie Cats, haven't you?
No.
You're gonna have to.
No.
I own it.
Well, good for you.
And it's going to play in this house continuously until you watch it from beginning to end.
So, a good source for the finales.
You need to feel how uncomfortable it feels to see the cats behaving the way that they do with each other.
Why did you buy it?
I bought it the day it came out. I saw it in the theater.
Is that actually, Freddie? It doesn't mean you're going out of your way. It really just means like you use it. Like via something means like this is what you're using to get this done or to get to this location. So like you can say like, oh, I'm going to send you a message via email, where it's like I'm going to use email to send you the message. And so it's that kind of use. And I think use seems very generic. Did we want to just have use? Or did we want to have like somewhere where that came from something more?
What do little micekies do?
They eat. They run. They hide. They create bureaucracies and red tape.
See, I was imagining them hoisting up a line and then taking a walnut and then fastening a little strap to it so that it could go down the line, so that they jump in the little walnut and then it goes
like a zip line.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Something. Ragdoll, that example via then is definitely, you can use it to mean you kind of went out of your way, like I'm going to France via New York, like the midway stop or whatever, and that may or may not have been on your way.
And yes, Graham, Vialis is like an instrumental, but with a more explicit path metaphor. It doesn't necessarily need to be a Vialis, it could be an instrumental. It's interesting. It's like these weird case names come from the Inuktitut tradition, and I don't know why they did that, but they have. I've seen definitions for them. Like instrumentalis is actually instrumental plus comminative. I'm gonna
pushing back.
Almost there. Here we go.
Grabbing books are actually on the bookshelf now.
Yeah, I'm less familiar with Marmute than I am with Siglatune, but these books, I'm really, really grateful that they exist. I almost have them all. I think that there's 6 in the series. If there's 4 in the series, I almost have them all because I have 3 of them. But I have the Siglatune dictionary, the Marmute dictionary, and the Marmute grammar. Tongue as a system. Tongue as a system. Look at that. Oh boy, that's a header.
Okay, so other people are saying examples like carry, walk, tread, scurry, things that mice do. Minnie is saying maybe like something from like straight line, like beeline, like you beeline for something. Yeah, cases are coming from verbs, so we do want to probably have something meaning verb, but I was thinking from Minnie's suggestion, like beeline, like I beelined for the buffet table.
So like here, for example, here's the first case they listed. They call it the terminalis, which has the endings moon, noon, and noon in the singular, dual, and plural. The terminalis function is mainly used to indicate the termination or goal of a movement, the goal of an action, the agent performing an action expressed in the passive. That's interesting. So what was the reason I brought this up? I'm going to bring up there's the ablative.
I believe because we were talking specifically about the Vialis and you were saying it was coming
There
from.
it is. Vialis function.
Ooh.
Poon and poon.
Mice can swim. Freddie says they should row, though.
Okay, here are the Vialis functions. A movement through or across in space or time. The means by which an action is performed, the place through which one goes or travels, the intermediary by whom a given action is performed, the part of a whole by which a whole is affected, damaged, etc., the part of the body affected by sickness or suffering, the subject matter of speaking, thinking, or arguing.
I would like to say that some of those uses line up with my thought of them parting grass.
Okay.
Now, not to say that it has to in our language. I just want to say I at least was,
No, I
connecting the semantic wavelengths there.
No, I'm getting there. That's the similars.
To arrive.
Relative function.
Ooh, the wind in the willows, yes. Travel. These are all options. What do you think their earliest invention would have been, these mice? The earliest tool, the earliest use for something they would have needed.
Something for getting food, right?
Okay.
Either something for getting or storing food.
Is there a verb we can use along those lines that became the prototype of this is what you use to do something else? Or this is how you do something?
Were you thinking of basing it on the noun? Because we were doing verbs primarily.
We were, and so I was either thinking of creating a verb from a noun, like in basket, basket.
Oh my.
Or doing like a verb associated with it. So whether it's to store, to collect, to build, to something they do with that, to grasp, to enjar. The gavel, screw food, only bureaucracy, that's right. To split, so they use knives to split food, to trod, to wedge. Yeah, to jar.
Okay, let's think about an example sentence here. So we have the mouse hears, or the bell, we have that. But let's also do something else we'd want to use with this case. The mouse goes home via the zip line.
Indeed. Right. And so how would we want to do that via? Oh my god, do you have it?
Okay, so you were talking about like the first thing that they constructed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you were focusing on what that thing does, but what about the action of getting that thing? So it was build.
That was totally one of my suggestions. So to build, to make. Goodness, I'm so glad you had that idea.
That's all on tape, isn't it?
It is. I can't wait to rewind it. Roughly 58 minutes in. Just checking timestamps. Right. So like that's one of the ways. Because I was also thinking that a lot of what they would have built would have required, early on, they would have had, and knot is one of our words anyway, but knotting things, so like to tie. So like the mouse goes home, tying the zip line. So like that's how they, and so that was another idea that I had.
Okay, I'm gonna write, I don't know where we're gonna toward this idea. Do we have a place for general ideas?
No, right
Okay,
now
forget it.
we're breaking it up according
Yeah, it
to
is.
and color coding. Minnie Scott. I like how I just added Scott on there. I need to have your full name. What a Timon and Pumbaa moment there. Yes. Miles says, go foot via means to walk, but go basket via means to zip line. I love it. Ooh, to ride. Yeah, Miles, I think this could be extrapolated onto most verbs of motion. Because, I mean, this case is going to be useful outside of the context of experiencer. Napping. Yeah, I think that's the verb you would use. Ooh, do mice crochet? They could have little or knit.
I think I know. I like tie because see
Yeah.
what I mean. First of all, yes, they could, but this seems like it could be one of our basic verbs. It could have a lot of functions, but it could be used for this. It wouldn't just be a bialis; it would be an instrumental, and it would have a lot of functions. But it could be definitely used for this. So now it's just a matter of, let's see, what do we have here?
Okay, so now what we're saying is the experiencer verb would take an instrumental for the thing causing the experience.
Is there a reason these cases are so similar? Ablative. It's because they come from the same thing, that's why. Got it. Okay. That's why. Okay. Superessive. So we have me, the,
It's actually mate. It's the whole thing.
That's fine.
Because that's mate's.
Right, and that's fine. So it's something short, something small, maybe something CBC.
This is so sad. I have to remind myself what C's and B's we have in this language.
Did we have rules about what C's could be in the what codas could be in the proto language?
I believe we did. I mean, I know we actually, I don't think we did. Never mind, because they just left different tones. Because here stops, affricates, fricatives, glides.
But we didn't have adjectives.
Oh yeah, no adjectives as codas.
Okay.
But everything else can work. It just leaves a different tonal trace.
Well, what consonant are you feeling for the instrumental? Can't be in, the, or ma, or ta.
Sorry, I got sidetracked by Ragdoll's comment because it was like, picture this, rainbow yarn takes a couple hours to untangle so the mice can weave, knit, crochet, etc. And that just sounds delightful. Okay. Say that again, give me the options again.
It's just anything, but we don't want na or tha, or ka, or ma or ta.
Sort of voicing.
No. But we did get Z and Ev and V from somewhere, didn't we? So we do have some sort of voicing, I just don't know where. Voicing.
P-A... P-A-R...
And that would be pa with a low tone?
I believe so. I'm double checking. It is correct-ish? Yes. Oh, A-R, pa, low tone. Yes. Did we do the thing where you... No, I think that was a different language. Never mind. Okay. Oh, that's cute. I like that.
Itasapa, itapa, itabupa, itabupa. That's going to be hard not to eject. Itavupa. There we go. Itakepa. Yeah. Itakepa. And that is going to be the instrumental.
Hooray!
All right.
Hey. Time to celebrate.
You bet it is. All right, work colleague.
Why, thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Whew. I almost reached forward to the camera because I'm used to cheersing you through a camera. And then you just added some things to our instrumental there. Right, Jonathan? I love the sound of this too. I don't like actually pronouncing it, but I love the sound of it.
But this one's going to be easy for you to pronounce, right?
Except the objectives.
Right. But I
Because
mean,
I still don't have...
those are in
we
Eddie
have
anyway. Yeah, we do. Alright, there we go.
And Ragdoll, Jin, cheers right back at ya.
Kopiko, if dreams were rectangles. Oh,
I need to write that one down.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've had a straight Kopiko. That is good stuff. Okay.
It is indeed.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Cupcake Parade. It feels good.
By the way, I have some ginger candies downstairs.
Oh, I saw that. Gotta try it. But they're not gin-gins though. But
No.
Ragdoll, we do have some ginger candies.
No, they're Japanese and they're flavored. And when you taste it, you're like, ooh, these are nice. And then they bite you.
Because ginger is quite strong. It's quite...
Oh yeah, it's hardcore. Okay, cool. So, as I recall, the results of the poll for how many cases we were going to have was like, we'll have a few more, but not many. Is that right?
Yeah, figuring it out.
Can you pull that up on your screen? I want to be sure that we keep to the spirit of that poll.
Would that have been like number 9? Because I mean, it had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, combined style. This will feature elements both. For example, we can keep the ambiguity of the unmarked and marked cases, right?
Because combined 1, right?
There'll be more cases than with one, but we'll get more mileage out of those cases and we'll go overboard. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like we should do... Alright, well let's see what we got here. An oblative, movement away from. Instrumental, movement with. Avertive, movement without or avoiding. Superessive on top of. Locative, more generic. It's interesting that we have a superessive and a locative. We don't need a dative. We're going to use these for possession. So the oblative is something that comes from you. It was produced by you. The superessive, something that you have that you didn't intend to. Locative, something in or around you. How would we say the mouse's ear? Do we want to use one of these cases or do we need a different one? Superessive, I think, actually.
Yeah, because it's literally
Yeah, right.
on or something, yeah.
Yeah. So then, the question is, do we want to roll with what we have here or do we want some more cases?
No, I was
So-
asking about an allative.
Allative. Yeah, that would be useful, wouldn't it? It would be useful to have some sort of an allative or a terminalis.
Was that an or an and or?
I don't know. I'm going to see if I can figure out what the source of the terminalis function is in this language. Okay. Ablative. Okay, the terminalis is moon or noon or noon. I think moon is what we want. And so now I'm going to get my dictionary.
Not the box over.
I got it. There are 6. Yeah, so there are 3 more of these books, and I want them. There are these amazing books. They were produced via a grant from the Canadian government Committee for Original People's Entitlement, I guess. Cool. And there were at least 6 of these books because they're numbered. This is number 2, and I have number 6, so it looks like I have 2, 5, and 6. So I want the other ones. They're very hard to come by. All right. So, oh, interesting. They don't have the. All right, let's.
Well, Miles, on the hierarchy, they were fairly high in that David's got unpacked. Mine have not yet been unpacked. But they're up here in boxes, so we just need to open the boxes. So, higher on the hierarchy with all my boxes was kitchen.
Yeah. So I wonder where this terminalis function could have come from. Unfortunately, this dictionary is arranged by theme. So you have animals, clothes.
As a side note, like Dampire makes a good point, the conlang box should have been priority.
Well, I mean, you're the one that has one. That's pretty amazing. I didn't have a conlang box. Ooh, word for spatula. Mumiutna. It's cool.
What word are you looking for, by the way?
I'm trying to see
I've
if I
lost
can.
track.
I'm trying to see if I can find the origin of the terminalis function, just by looking at the dictionary.
And it's not done in alphabetical order, but by theme, which means you're literally going to have to go through every list
theme
for the N
and
slash
then
M.
alphabetical order. See, all I can find is, so there's mumika, turn it over, but that's morphologically complex. So it's mummahalahu. I'm sorry. Mummahalahu taps his feet. Munaqiluk watches over, guards. Munaiga watches over it, guards it.
So,
Yo.
is this the best use? Ooh. Oh, I thought that said Niagara, but it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
are you sure there's not an index that provides like, here's all the pages you can find? Like at the back, a massive alphabetical list.
No, it's not. It's not a very useful dictionary.
Okay. So in that case,
So let me look at this one. But see, it's short. See, that's done. It's done now. And the rest is just the suffixes, derivational suffixes. Airport. Micharvik. That's cool.
what?
Allatives. Allatives, terminalis, terminative, that type of thing. Okay. Up to, towards.
And this is all going to be one?
Yeah, we're just throwing out ideas here.
Okay. Throwing out ideas for verbs that could result in a terminalis.
Yeah, so like, think like a grappling. That.
Mm-hmm. Right. Thinking. Whilst looking at what is...
And please, if you're watching, feel free to throw out ideas too. Allative, terminative, that type of things.
Arrive.
Arrive would be easy. Now it's already complex. Arrive comes from Latin, comes from the prefix ad plus something.
To accomplish, that's a big one. To finish.
Tropico.
To drop. When you're at your location where you zip line to, you drop out of the walnut.
So now we have to have these walnut zip lines. Of course, they're going to get larger, but then they just make bigger zip lines.
Obviously. When you get to the end of your craft that you're tying, you cut it. To cut, to snip.
Oh wow! I mean, if you don't want people chasing you, I guess.
I just meant like when you're tying things together and you're done and you don't need any more of the yarn, you cut it.
Oh.
But yeah, the zip line too. Yeah, if you're done with that, Home Alone style, let everybody else just fall right down. All right, what else do we have? Cupcake grade suggests the woe log. To be morbid, to die could be terminative.
Yeah, I mean, go is absolutely the easiest one.
To give, to throw, to enter, arrive. Oh, to land as of a boat, to adjourn. And Kobe is begging, can they have knitting, sewing, fabric culture in this language?
Yeah, okay, why not?
To alight, that's a fun word. I mean, there are so many metaphors, yes. I mean, to tie already is one of them, because that inherently is suggesting that they did a lot of making through tying things together at one point, which does suggest some sort of yarny, ropey kind of thing. And yes, yarny, ropey is a total thing. Ooh, waterfall. To cast off. Nice.
Okay.
Like it.
What about slide?
Sorry, this is the terminative.
Yeah.
To me, slide is more of a bias.
Because you're sliding down the zip line.
Yeah, but that's the journey. The sliding is the journey. The drop at the end is the end.
Yeah, but this could be allative or terminalis, you know.
So sliding up to it.
Because the idea with sliding, it's like, with going, you can always stop, right? Turn around and go the other way. With sliding, you're kind of stuck until you hit the end.
Mouse gourmet, yes. Okay. Minnie says to dine, suggesting that you eat when you arrive. That's really funny.
Yeah, it is funny since, of course, they would be eating on the way as well.
Obviously, on their little zip lines.
So I was thinking of slide because that would also serve really well for use as a benefactive.
Okay. So now it's benefactive, allative, and terminative. Okay.
It's like intended for the goal of, yeah.
I prefer like to throw or toss. No, I'll be tossing too. Never mind. Okay. This idea of the drop is the destination. Thursdays with David. Oh, Minnie, you're on fire. That's amazing. To leave tonight, yeah. But that's not like destination. I'm struggling with this one. I'm okay with slide, like if we want to do slide, I also feel like if I had more mental space, I could come up with more ideas.
I was just thinking slide would be good since you've got these zip lines. These zip lines now have to be part of the culture. But it's like if they were armadillos, you do roll, you know.
Right.
Because armadillos are adorable when they roll. Everybody loves how cute armadillos are.
Oh, to slam, to run into. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, we can't do tie off anymore because we use tie for the instrumental, so that's tied up.
Nice.
They're not really boatish. I mean, they'll do boats, but it's not that's where they started. Yeah. So to land to like me.
Okay, I mean, I think I can do slide. Because I can also see other applications for it outside of a zipline context that could have come pretty early on, and that is building some sort of like little wooden thing that they would, you know, like factory style, right? Where it's like I do this and I'm gonna slide you the next thing.
And they also little tubes that slide.
Oh yeah, they can have.
Thank you for this. I'll count it as my birthday present.
Oh, excellent. Whew, I don't have to worry about your birthday anymore.
All right, so the slidative now. Put it up here. So it almost feels like I'm the game show host. It's like there's still a lot of letters on the board. You got S, you got L, and then you're like, I'll take a B, and the audience goes, oh.
I mean, obviously we need to do whatever we need to do to make je the beginning sound of this. Because what better than sliding than something like sh or you?
So the first sound that you made was sh, not je.
We don't have a sh in this language, I checked.
What? Go back.
I will happily go back and show you that I am correct. Where is the sh? Oh, that's right, there is no sh.
But there's a cha, like
there's
in,
a ch, but
like in Chutes and Ladders.
That's a shoot, not a choot. And so, yeah, zoop is my next.
Okay, so I think that the only way that we can get that.
Like, I don't even remember.
Slide. It's pretty much can only come after an R or an N. So. Okay, so the S and F voiced as Z and V after R, N, and those guys.
Oh, actually, that would be kind of fun because then sometimes it would end up being a Z sound.
Oh, the protoglides they just fortify. So literally, if we did Yessie, it would come out as Jessie.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do.
Just scrolling too fast.
No, I know. I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling for me. I'm not scrolling for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, but it's for your benefit. I'm trying to do things for you
to make the je possible.
Yeah.
Okay, Miles is suggesting a protoform of like you, which becomes you. So like Y or J rather EU would become you.
Well, how about? Wait. No, that wouldn't happen. That wouldn't happen. Y only goes to je in front of E and E. That's it.
Right.
So this would just become this.
Where are you looking? Oh, you're looking at, I was talking about Miles.
Oh, I see. Je. Okay, so that would become.
Because then the EU becomes E.
That would become that. I was also thinking that this would become that, right? It's the protoform, yes.
I believe. Am I mistaken? I am mistaken. Never mind. That was a different language.
But it
however,
lengthens.
it would become an E.
It lengthens.
So it'd be J. Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So it'd be like J or J.
For the two vote?
Ooh, do you guys want to vote on J and J?
No. Je. Je.
There we go. Sorry. Yeah. It's totally not what I said.
Tone matters.
Making which of these two forms should be, hi Beatrice, should be the allative suffix. Okay. Oh goodness, I'm gonna have to find the thingy.
Did you not install the new thing?
I don't know, did I? Yes, I did. What's the key? What's the key code?
Alt KU.
Alt K.
There you go.
Or G. Okay, here we go.
Let's see. And for reference, we have 4 high tones and 3 low tones.
There we go. The poll took a minute to show up there. And Jonathan makes the point that one of those is sliding up, the other is sliding down. That is so true.
There's still time.
There is still time, but there's only 8 votes outstanding.
Yeah. But those 8 votes could swing it if they wanted to.
As a total side note, I see what you're saying about the window. It is cloudy, not so
Yeah.
smoky.
Weird, huh? You think it's from the outside, and I don't suppose we wash the outside of our windows.
On the 2nd floor, we would need a high-powered hose.
22 votes. Got 5 votes left. I have no idea.
Did you vote?
I did.
Oh.
Hey, W. Watson.
Hey, W. Watson, do you want to vote on which form we should take? J or G? Did I do it better that time?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, so why not both? Well, you know. Okay, so now I think we have a definite winner because we've got 25 out of 27 votes in.
26,
26, and J. 1.
J.
J.
Yep, there you go. All right.
Ending poll. Oh, good, W. Watson. I'm glad you got your vote in.
Okay, slide. That's going to be the olive. Let's go ahead and put that.
Oh my goodness gracious. Nice.
All right. So we have this combined case. We don't have any other combined cases.
Minnie says it's not a hill I'd die on, but I would have a picnic atop it.
Oh. I think we can get a lot of mileage out of these.
I like it. I feel like 8 is a good solid number.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's do some cleanup then. Oh, here we'll clean up after. Okay, so let's for the order of cases. Superessive should probably come after the locative, I think.
Can you just pick up a row and drag it?
I don't think so. I don't think it works.
So I'm going to see if it works on another table so I don't mess you up as you're working.
You got it.
Oh, you sure? You sure can. Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Well, the case co-occurs with goals.
Endpoints,
Endpoints.
benefactors,
And beneficiaries.
I feel like there's one more you said, but
The latter is specifically those that benefit by or from the action and are distinct from indirect objects, which are marked either, co-occur either with the natural or unnatural basis. Okay.
should it be those that benefit or those that are intended to benefit?
Let's see. Well. Okay, oblative is next, right?
Yes. Oh, I can read you what case comes next,
Yeah.
so you can stop scrolling.
Okay. Oblative.
Yes.
Oblative case. What does it mean? Does it come?
Ablative, oh, we were intending to use, yeah, it comes from the verb to come. We were intending to use that as instrumental, authoritative, ablative,
Yeah.
but we changed our mind.
Okay. That would go for sources as well as agents, where agents need to be specified in a way that doesn't quite work with the natural or unnatural cases. Its suffix, its characteristic suffix is ni with a high tone.
Yes. As a total side note, Kobe, I agree, it is a delightfully odd set of cases and I love it. And the cupcake parade, I am so sorry to hear that. Coworker brought cupcakes and cupcake parade asked to line them up in a little cupcake parade and the coworker was like, nope. Oh, hey Megan, nice to see you here.
You should probably find a new job.
Just boom. All right. Are you ready for the next one?
No.
Or you want to think more?
Specifically where the source of agency or perhaps malice is intended, ablative should be used.
Ooh.
Next.
Nice. Instrumental. Oh, wait. We did. Yeah, that was ablative. So instrumental's next.
instrumental. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Really? And then it's to tie, and so it's pop.
Wait, pa suffix
Mm-hmm.
and finds itself accompanying instruments and
Stimuli.
ways. Instruments, stimuli, and ways means.
And ways and means.
For example, moods or mirrors, by which the mouse or mice might find their way home.
Love it.
Okay. On the point of stimuli, it is crucial to note that that the objects of experiencer verbs
Mm-hmm.
will take occur with the instrumental. Yes. All right.
Okay.
Next.
Locative.
Got it. And what is the source of this one?
It comes from to sit, and
Sit.
it's adjective K-U, rota.
Okay, locative case. Occurs with the suffix. It,
I thought of something else, but keep typing.
Nothing occurs with general locations on or about a place with no specific reference as to its exact placement. Is the thing you thought of possession?
Yes, but then I was like,
We'll go back.
that will be a separate section because possession has its own section
It
and will
does.
refer to the cases. But I didn't know if you wanted to make a note.
It would be
Like
nice,
that.
but we can go back. Let's finish this and then go back and do the possession.
Okay, so after locative comes the superessive, which comes from to sleep, and the, low tone, is the suffix.
Okay, the superessive case with the suffix and specifically denotes when something is resting upon something else. The pertingency and verticality is quite crucial to the use of the superessive.
Tingency and verticality.
Yes.
Wow. Avertive is our last one, and that's to dodge.
Avertive. The avertive case co-occurs with the late suffix, right?
Both high tones.
Oh.
There's some chit chat going on about your use of co-occurs instead of is marked with, and people are not happy.
I'm sorry, it's a theoretical distinction that I make. Things don't mark things, they simply co-occur. Another function denotes avoidance. For example,
Snood.
should a young mouse, not snood, should a young mouse. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Should a young mouse wish to avoid a blackberry bush
Yes.
on his merry way home? But why would he? Blackberries are delicious when not sour. than one might expect. The blackberry bush.
I would like to point out that David's definition of a sour blackberry is much different than mine, but
it's just a bit sour. Sour is bad. Okay.
Saying the blackberries we had yesterday were perfectly sweet.
Oh, well, maybe the one I had was sour. It could happen. I only had one. I didn't have any of the others. Okay, so.
So do you want to claim we have 8 cases or leave the XXXX in the intro?
All right.
And let's scroll down and just make a quick note on possession.
Oh, I was going to go back and do possession in here.
Oh, inside it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. The allative may, on occasion, be used in such a way as to suggest a possessive relationship. For example, the poison or Cusco would be in a sense. Oh,
yeah, it would be because Cusco's poison. It could mean.
Yes. Or Cusco in the I'll take the allative case in. Alright. Okay, ablative. The ablative co-occurs with
This one.
Okay, in other words, the author of a book
Yes.
or the preparer of a stew.
Did you say in other words, or you want to say like for example? Because in other words suggests to me like those are what they are, and I just want to say like for instance or for example.
That was just, they were other words than those. Okay.
Jonathan, use the case marker prompt, not that case marker.
Oh man, somebody should redo that thing, you know, the whole walking down.
The locative? It was supposed to be ablative.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly. Okay, so I remember the superessive one. Locative, we were saying more like the mouse's house or something, right? Like it's just.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, Cusco is from The Emperor's Last Groove. Yeah, that's the title. I very suddenly was like, that doesn't sound right. Did I use all the right words in the right order? And it's from a cartoon that came out in 2001, I think. It's been like 20 years.
I think it was 2002.
No, it was. No, because it was on DVD by the time I was in Germany. New Groove, not Last Groove. The Emperor's New Groove. I said it wrong. Okay. 2000. December of 2000.
All right then.
So I was closest. I win. Yeah, it's a New Groove. I don't know why I said last. It just shot out that way.
It's easily the
happens.
funniest Disney movie there is.
Agreed.
Very,
Agreed.
very good. All right. Locative. Let's actually return to the locative after we do the superessive. Inalienable possession. Possessors co-occur with the superessive case. as well as articles of clothing. Right?
Indeed, the emperor has grouped his last.
That is things that
Yeah.
physically sit atop other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That rest vertically upon a
So-
mouse.
A hat
Yes.
would not be counted?
Cat would be,
A hat?
because it rests vertically atop a mouse.
Okay, so what would rest horizontally?
No, but like, what about a shoe?
Oh,
Yeah.
so boots.
Little boot. Yeah.
The boots.
Little boots.
Okay. Oh, that would be locative because they're in the boots.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
These would be articles.
Miles. The emperor's last groove, grooving till the very end.
Sit vertically atop one. For example,
The boots.
darling little boots.
Yes.
As well as things generally associated with one, or in and about one's dwelling.
Okay. Now,
There we go.
that's it, because we're not doing the avertive. That would not be a possessor.
No, we avoid it.
Okay. So now, as Kobe asked, what about the poll?
Have we reached that time?
Miles, we're in the last 12 minutes. Miles asked, could the superessive be used for hanging food for preserving on a line?
I don't understand what.
So like, let's take herbs for example. Like you
Yes.
cut the basil and you want to preserve it and dry it, you hang it. Or like my dad hung the garlic after he picked it from the ground.
So then it's a direct object.
So it's a direct object.
Yes, it hanged the garlic. No, that would be killing it.
Rosso, it's making fun of me. What rests horizontally? Don't you sleep? Standing up. Oh man. Okay. So, happy with that. We really need to also add these to the suffix ideas, where we got these suffixes from for our own little. Well, it can't be the WOLUX. It's not the World Lexicon of Grammaticalization. We need the.
Oh, I don't think we've told them about this yet, this idea.
We need the Joe-log. The Joe.
But should we tell them what the idea is?
I think so, because I feel like it's a really good one.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Oh, I'm doing it?
Yeah.
You brought it up. So the idea was, we've got this website, right, the wiki, right? But I was thinking that we'd add a section to the wiki where every time we use something for grammaticalization in a language, we put it there. So for example, using the word slide for the allative, like you just go to the section allative and it'd be like, in this language we used slide for the allative, in some other language we use this, and so on. Just go through all the various languages that we created. That was the idea. Thought it would be cool and useful. It's just a thing that needs to be done in a format. Really, it's the format. Once the format is gotten, then I think the rest of it will just be grunt work.
Right, and a lot of grunt work in the sense that we didn't keep notes necessarily.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and Miles was saying like what he was thinking was like the herbs are hanging and then line in the superessive.
Hang the herbs. Oh, like on the line? I would say from.
Yeah.
Because
the herbs are on the line, not the line being superessive.
No, but like I would think. Okay, here's what I would think. if this were the top of the line, right, and you're saying we hang the verbs superessive the line, they would be like balancing,
On top.
like it was a balance beam. Where if they're hanging from them, they'd be hanging down.
Right. Okay.
Of course, they actually have this. So anyway, go ahead. Let's you think about a poll.
No problem. What I'm seeing is a noun section that's really feeling settled.
Yes.
We do need.
We have number. We have case.
Yeah.
We're not going to have any kind of gender. We're writing up possessors.
Well, we kind of wrote those up. We can say see case above.
With adjectives, we decided that we were going to have small class.
We've got all sorts of
Good.
yeah.
Right,
We've got that. We're not ready for comparison. And
No,
I say
we're
that
not.
very definitively.
Yeah.
You know what I want to do next?
What do you want to do?
Verbs. I want to be able to write a whole clause structure.
Can't we just do a language without the verbs?
No.
Okay.
So I really feel like verbs need to be our next major decision.
Okay, but like, what? How is that going to turn into a poll, though?
Should we have verbs? Yes or no? And you can't hit the no button. It's blocked. So. Cupcake Grid. Interesting question. Asks, are there any languages without verbs? And that's what the conlang that Sophia Sotomayor did, right? Was a language without verbs.
Sylvia, yeah. Kayla.
Oh my God, what did I say?
Sophia.
Wow, I am so sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Goodness. I really thought I said Sylvia though. Wow.
That's all right. I spelled your name without an I for a long, long time.
Yeah, you
It's
did.
embarrassing long.
It is very embarrassing. You know, we haven't talked about demonstratives yet. That could be an easier poll to tackle than just
That actually
throwing
would
verbs.
be. By the way, I just wanted to show you here. See, so there's your, and by herbs, I just heard garlic, and so I just drew little garlics. So there's garlic on the line versus garlic hanging from the line. Yeah.
I like that.
Thank you. All right.
So
Demonstratives.
yeah, demonstratives, because we.
Well, we could do a poll like we did for, I think, I don't remember, but where it was like how many categories to encode. And was that for Hangel?
I think we did polls for both, quite frankly. And I think really we should give two-way distinction.
This is where it was confusing, where people got really confused by the poll
Yeah.
things, because it was like there were multiple variables, and so I said if you vote for this one, it counts for this one as well, and we'll consider them all separately.
And then you were just like, figure it out when you tally up votes. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I think for the mice,
We should be fairly complex.
I feel like with what we've been doing so far, the complexity would come from speaker orientation still. So like specifying speaker, if that makes sense. Like not just, sorry. Like for possums, it was hard because it was like visible, not visible, etc.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like 3 or 4-way distinctions where it's all about the mice orienting, you know, near me, near the hearer, not near either of us.
Okay.
But I could also see near me, near the hearer, near that person over there, that mouse over there, we can both see, but is not part of our discussion, or not near any of us.
And then do you want to throw in another one, which is halfway?
Interesting.
equidistant from me and you.
Okay.
Equidistant from all three.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do something like that. Okay, I'll write those up and I will make that a poll and we will come back with the results next week. And I think these demonstratives can be a little bit more cookie cutter, like we saw with the demonstratives that were used in an example on in Women, Fire, and Dangerous Things, where it was the, like in the watershed, on the side of the hill, top of the hill.
Okay.
Because with the different codas, it'll lead to different tones. Oh my god. Can you
Right.
imagine? Oh
And
my
Chris is
God.
saying, what about parsing Dexis differently than traditional demonstratives?
You can't say that without an example, especially not with 3 minutes left.
Rosso, I'm for most like cheese, least like cheese, maybe cheese. That could be food categories. And 2/3 of the way, 1/3, 1/4, 3/4.
Picture is more than 1,000 words. No, picture words worth exactly 1,000 words. One picture is 1,000 words. 2 pictures is 2,000. There's no such thing as a half picture. That's it.
And the Cupcake Parade, I take that note that they are very nearsighted, but that doesn't necessarily mean much for them because they're also smaller anyway, and so they would still be able to see the person they're talking to.
Yeah.
I actually think they like peanut butter better than cheese.
I've heard that too. For catching mice.
And so, like relevance to discourse or social rank. That's what Chris was talking about.
Social rank would come later. And it would be reified other ways. And then discourse relevance. That was the thing I was talking about, where they came up with 6 levels of discourse relevance.
Oh.
And they said that there was a way to distinguish all 6 in English, but in no other language, which struck me as a little coincidental.
No, those all hanging on the line versus hanging from the line, yeah.
I'm gonna write that.
I think we can definitely
I'll
think
come up,
through some options like
yeah,
that.
I'll come up with some good stuff, and then Jesse will come up with some good stuff, and then we'll schedule an appointment to discuss these
Yeah,
things.
we need to.
Yeah.
So I have another appointment I need to get to right now.
Yes,
so. Awesome. So that will be our poll. It'll be something along those. It'll be demonstratives with options, and we will find out what we're doing. And surely that means next week we can start the verbs.
All right.
Surely.
Yep. Verbs next week.
Hooray! Hope you all have a wonderful week and look forward. Yeah, I do other things. I actually have a whole second job. We look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Stay grammar and happy conlanging.
Bye, everybody.